Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am here with an update about Joe moving in. That happened. We went back to Arkansas on Tuesday, right? Yes. We got there like late afternoon, so we didn't have too much time, but we knew there wasn't like too much to pack. I didn't think there was too much to pack. There ended up being a lot to pack. I brought my plastic totes and even empty luggage and just a few boxes, and that was enough. I mean, I had enough, totes, especially if you're not moving long distance. Totes are really cool. Just don't make them full, and then I don't have the covers for those, so I would just stack them. Everything made it safe and sound in the U-Haul that we rented. Joe drove the U-Haul, I drove the van. We filled the van too. And last night, and then we left yesterday, and again, not really early, I think 2, and we didn't get back until almost 6. We stopped a couple of times, traffic was slow, and but we made it safe and sound, and then Derek was available to help us unload everything, including Joe's washer and dryer. So excited that we have a washer and dryer. I should say that I have a washer and dryer at my fingertips. They're not set up yet, but he will be doing that soon. No hurry. It's been almost 2 years since I've had one, since my move, which I still am not talking about, but I will at some point. So I've been doing my laundry at Derek's. He's just down the road. But it'll be nice, especially because I would love to do some more rag quilting, and I don't, because after I do a rag quilt, I want to wash it and dry it, sometimes a couple times, and I just didn't feel like going back and forth to Derek's to do that, so I'll be free to do laundry and rag quilting and all that stuff. Almost everything got taken out of the U-Haul and the van last night. Joe just wanted to quit at some point. He was very tired. I was tired. And we told Derek we're set. They did get the big stuff in, the washer and dryer, the bed. Now, some of this is stressful for me because you guys know how much I love living like a minimalist. And I'm going to show you the mess that I have right now. And it's also hard for me to accept the fact that there will be so much stuff in my apartment. But this is what we're saying. This is how this all started. Joe is from Memphis, born and raised, and he moved to Arkansas 2.5 hours away for a couple of different jobs that he had. He's been in Arkansas for, I don't know, less than a year, but he just got that apartment. I think his first month was August, and now it's only October, so he wasn't in there long. Thank goodness, because he likes to shop. That place would have been packed if he had been there almost a year. He and I were talking about how it would be cool if we weren't so far apart. He knew I was absolutely not moving anywhere until Skylar graduates, and even then, I don't want to be 2.5 hours away from Derek and Skylar. I was willing to continue commuting. He was willing to continue commuting. He does have grandchildren, but he doesn't see them often, and we are going to make a point to go visit them more than he probably sees them already. I have no problem taking a day trip of 2.5 hours. Actually, they're only 2 hours away. Going to pick them up, doing something with them in the summer when there's not school. They're 11 and 12. If they ever want to come and hang here, we can make room and have them here. I still have 2 extra beds, my 2 Craftmatic adjustable beds that each one of them could have, so we're going to make it all work, right? We're going to make it work. It was easier for him to move here, and he also wanted to be back in the Memphis area. And right now he's gone to an AA meeting. He uses AA meetings as a way to hang out with his friends. He knows people in practically every AA meeting in the Memphis and surrounding areas. He can tell me where they are, what time they are, which friends of his go to those meetings. He's been very involved in AA for the past 27 years, and he, like I said, it's not that he needs it because he feels like he's going to drink. He just really loves to tell his story to help others, and he just really wants to mingle with everyone, and he gets a lot of job contacts that way. And he was excited to tell one of the particular meetings that he's gone to this morning that he is indeed back and ready to work. So it's all good. But now the mess that I have, and even my office was getting a little bit messy with him staying here and, going back and forth. He had started to, take cabinet space for actual food that he eats, not just meat. And the freezer started getting filled. He buys, he shops. That's one thing that it's like, it makes me so stressed out. I'm so not like that. And I'm not one to like overbuy, especially with food. I don't want things to be wasted. And if I buy like a steak or something, I eat my leftovers. So if I buy a steak and I only eat half of it, the other half is going to get eaten during the very next meal. But he'll buy stuff big and eat a little bit of it, and then the next day not want that again. So it's like freezing food and all kinds of stuff. And last night, he finally cleaned the freezer. At one point, he put a Dr. Pepper in my freezer and it exploded all over the place. And we just never got around to cleaning that. So last night, we emptied my freezer. I have a lot of bread and bread products from when I was making Derek and Skylar a lot of sandwiches, and then the bread would just get stale, and I just left it there so I could bring it to feed ducks and stuff. And so we have all that on my counter right now. My counters have stuff on them. I don't like that. And he's supposed to take me to a park with a pond in Olive Branch that he wants me to see. And if we do that, we're going to go feed the ducks. And I'll probably record some of that to show you guys. So right now it's a hot mess, and I'm going to show you so I can be encouraged to at least unpack something every day. Now, so far I already did my black duffel bag that carries all my computer stuff. I really don't want to count that because that's something I've been doing all along. I want to do another tote, or at least part of a tote of something that is, about the move, that involved the actual move, so I can get things put away. And I'm very, very happy that this is over. I didn't have much time to stress about it because I think we started talking about it maybe 2 weeks ago, but then we were like, and then we even looked for RVs because, so he wanted to come to this area, and he said, I could get an RV. Well, I was talking about RVs first. I was like, would you ever be interested in having an RV and that we could travel? Now, he's not of retirement age, but his work is flexible. And so I thought, maybe he would like something like that, and we could look into that. And he said yes, and then he said, I could live in an RV in the Memphis area. I have a friend, different friends who have mobile home parks and RVs. So we went and looked at a couple of RVs, and I said, but you would need to get here and have a job, and then you could shop for an RV. I said, so you could stay with me. And at first he was like, no, I don't want to do that. And I was like, phew, okay. But then, he was like, I don't know. And I said, yeah, just come and stay with me. So that's how we're looking at it, that he's staying with me until he has his own place, but also with the understanding that if we're not pulling each other's hair out, there's nothing wrong with him staying. But he would not be against getting another place and moving out. And I would, never put him out. I told him, he's like, but what if we don't get along and I'll have nothing and all my stuff would be at your place? And I was like, don't worry, I'll never just throw you out. And so we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. But if he can have an RV and have another little place that he can go whenever we need time apart or whatever, that would be great. And then we'd also have an RV to go on some mini trips. That's how we're looking at it. So we're not stressed out thinking this is a permanent thing. I know you guys are really reading a lot into this, like, oh my God, this is a forever love affair. It is, what it is two people who met not quite 2 months ago, who like each other, and because of the distance we had, we ended up spending all our time together because we would just go back and forth, and we still like each other, and that's it. It's like we're dating, but also roommates. Okay? It's a little bit more than dating. You know what I mean, right? We're two adults, two consenting adults, and we're having a good time. We're having fun, and it's exciting, and it's incredibly different for me. Incredibly different from the men that I met at the beginning of this year and throughout the year up until this point. And it's all good. It's all good, and it's comfortable. It feels safe. I'm not all stressed out about this guy, and he doesn't seem to be stressed out about me. We genuinely seem to like each other, which is more important even than loving each other. We love each other, but we like each other. We enjoy being together. And of course, Rocket is here. So many questions. What's going to happen to Rocket? I'll show you. He, when I'm here in my office, oh, he just moved. Okay, you want to make an appearance? Jump. Come on, baby. Come, jump this side. Come on. Okay, come on. There he is. Proof. He likes to sit at my feet when I'm working in my office or under my chair. So what I did is I set up a little blanket, which was my mother's very favorite blanket, and a little pillow that I made her years ago, her very favorite pillow. And my mother would be very pleased that her blanket and pillow are helping out a doggy like this. So when I show you the mess I'm involved in, I'll show you that little space. And he just came in to lay there because he knows I'm in here. And yeah, all good. Okay, you go lay down, baby. And so, yeah, I'm a minimalist. And I don't even, I won't even have anything on my kitchen counters, but I have agreed, not because he insisted, that his coffee maker, I hate coffee makers, but this is also a pod thing, Keurig, I guess, I don't know even how to pronounce that. And he likes to make the pods. It's a double-decker, of course. It has to be double because then it's bigger. So we're going to have that on the counter. But all the appliances in my utility room, there's like a shelf somewhere. Things like, I don't even have a toaster or my electric can opener on my counters. I don't use the toaster. I did for my mother. And every time she might want toast 3 times a day, I would take the toaster out, put it back. Electric can opener, I really only use it if I open cans of tuna. But again, I take it out, I put it back. Just don't like stuff on the counter. I like to have my space available, and I like it to be easy to just wipe everything down after. But we're going to have the coffee maker on the counter. And I have some other things, like I have a night light and my phone, my landline base. Those are the things on the counter. My bathroom counter, nothing, and not even soap. After you use the bathroom, you go in the kitchen to wash your hands. I don't want the sink to be cleaned. I do brush my teeth there, and then after that I clean the sink and don't touch the sink again that day. And I don't have my trash can out in the bathroom. It's in the cabinet, and the plunger and the brush are in the closet. I mean, I just like everything to be nice and neat and not there, not visible. So I'm going to, do my best. But of course my office spaces, my work space and my office space. Oh yeah, because now I finally have my dream bedroom. It's in the living room. Now his bed is on the floor right now, but he does have the frame that he'll be putting up, and we sleep in the living room. We have been, when he comes here, he had a big queen size airbed mattress, whatever. So we've been sleeping on that, and I'm not getting rid of my other 2 beds. My Craftmatic adjustables from the 1980s. I got those in the 90s from somebody, and because if he does move, his bed will go with him, and I'm gonna make it all work. But yeah, office here, you'll see that, sewing room in the back, bedroom, and I'm keeping my workspaces separate. Bedroom is in the front. His big TV is there now. I've been using the TV that was my mother's, that doesn't even really work that good because I don't like to shop, and so even though I can buy things, I can afford to buy things, I tend not to because it's just a hassle for me. So some of these really cool things came in, and you'll see that the TV is on a long dresser that was my mother's, and then two other dressers that went with that. It's probably from the very early 1970s. I remember it as a child, so maybe late 1960s, and I love that set. And then I put the two dressers on top of the long one, so our TV is high up now, and we can lay in bed and watch the bigger TV. Okay, let's just go walk around. So this is where we walk in. Right behind me is the door that we enter, and that's my little closet. I will show you that also, because right now it is a hot mess. All my thrift store clothing is hung in there, and then I also got other clothing from a friend, and that's in there. So it's a hot mess. That whole closet has to be probably cleaned out. I think that's going to be Joe's closet. So we have this, like Joe had 3 vacuum cleaners and he had given me one, which is I think in the spare bathroom, and then he brought the other 2. So we're going to maybe keep one of those, and I have to try all 3. I'm going to keep one, and then we're going to give away the others. This is the little couch that we enter in C when we enter. A lot of stuff there, stuff that I have to go through. And then this is the bed, and again, it has to go on the frame. The frame makes it way too high for me. It's almost like I have to have a step to get into the bed. I like it to, this level, but it's harder in the way to get up because it's kind of low. So we're just going to go with the flow. Now that's my washing machine out there that's been sitting in the utility room. I brought a washer and a dryer. The dryer was so broken that they hauled it away from me, and the washer was torn up, and they had taken all the hoses, so I never got around to hooking it up. Joe went and got all the hoses, hooked it up for me, but we realized something is majorly wrong on the inside because all the water was just coming right out of the washing machine. So because we have another washer and dryer now in the utility room, we have this outside. Just put that out there last night. Joe is going to get somebody to just come and take it for free so I don't have to pay for it to be moved. So that's the bed. Oh yeah, and then you can see Rocket there. He absolutely loves this bed, and sometimes he'll climb on the stacks of pillows. We are both pillow people, so that's pretty cool. I always sleep with 5 pillows. I like 2 under my head, and then I like 1 on each side of me, and then I hug one. And Joe likes pillows also. He hugs the fluffy pillows, and he had 2 of them. So those are each our hugging pillows. I like to have pillows alongside of my body. I don't know. I'm just weird with pillows, and yeah, we have a whole bunch of pillows. And Rocket will climb up there, and then he likes to look outside so he can see outside now. And then the TV is here. And see, there's already keys there. I don't want anything but the TV here. And those are the 2 dressers. One has a broken handle. I'll probably replace those at some point. But I just like that they have the original handles. It's just too bad one is broken. It has been broken for years. And when my mother was here, this was her room. And I had put her statue, one of her statues, it's not a statue, a plaque or whatever, of Mary and baby Jesus. And she had 2 of those, identical. And I kept one, and my sister has the other. And then she always wanted her clock. So I just left this as is, and I still have to take out all her stuff in that bottom dresser. Her clothes is there, and hospice supplies, and I've never gotten around to that. So I'll be able to put a lot of my clothes, and Joe can have some clothes in those, in the dressers. So we turn, and there's my dining room. This is where I have been sleeping for almost 2 years. You can see, there's a blanket, there's a bed under all that stuff. I slept right here, which made it very convenient because my mother's hospice bed was here, and she had her lift chair, and the lift chair has just been moved to over there because of needing room for the bed. I brought this chair also. Joe absolutely loves this chair, so that's his chair. And you know, I have just TV tables right now for end tables. I'm not a fancy kind of person. That's probably going to work. He had 3 more tables. I think I have 3 more TV tables also. But this is the space where we were putting stuff. I told Derek and Joe, put everything on this couch, on this bed, in this area, and then also in my sewing room. And so you can see that I have a lot of stuff to go through. But this is where I sleep. I absolutely loved sleeping here because I felt like I had a studio apartment. I very rarely was ever in this room. I had my mother's smaller TV there. It was on just one of those dressers. The other dresser was my bedside table, but now I'll very seldom be here unless it's just to lay down and play on my iPad or something. But I had just this chair here and my mother's lift chair. That's all that was ever in this room. And I would just sit down to eat whenever I ate. That's the only time I ever came into this space. I'm not a TV watcher anymore. And so I felt like I had a little studio apartment with my kitchen and my bed and then a spare living room that I never used, and then my 2 workspaces. So now, the kitchen counter. I had flowers. Joe kept buying me flowers, but this last time they dried up pretty much, so I'm going to be tossing those. And I'm still an old-fashioned coffee drinker. I heat my water in a pot, and that's how I like my coffee. I don't even care for regular coffee. I mean, I like instant. I like instant coffee. And this is usually the only thing that's here is the phone. Things have gotten messy. And then over here, the only thing is the night light. I don't charge my things here. I have a different place to charge things. There's a plant that Skylar bought Derek. It's a succulent, and all the leaves kept falling off. I want to try to start new plants from that. And then Joe's bread that he doesn't like it refrigerated or frozen. It needs to be fresh. So sometimes he'll eat maybe 1 or 2 sandwiches and then the bread goes bad. So it's stuff like that that drives me crazy. I have started making both Derek and Skylar sandwiches again. Derek, he fell off the carnivore wagon, so at least I can use some bread for them, and I do still freeze some. And hopefully I can get Joe to eat bread that has been frozen. See, I have a half a loaf right there because he buys a lot of bread. And look, there's ice cream in my freezer. Haven't had ice cream in my freezer since my mother was alive, and it's going to be going to Derek's. We just had to put that there last night. We took, and when he bought ice cream to make a milkshake. I'm not kidding. He bought 2 this size, 2. Like you ever need that much fucking ice cream for a milkshake. It cracks me up. And it's hard for me to get used to. I still freeze milk because I am back to buying some milk, and I am back to drinking coffee. I went like 3 or 4 months without any coffee, but I decided life is more fun if I can have a little bit of coffee. Instant coffee, about a ½ teaspoon, and a little bit of milk. So when I buy milk, I freeze bottles because I buy a gallon because it's cheaper that way in the long run, but it would take me forever. So he has pancakes. So there's, a lot of food here that would never be here if not for Joe. And I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. And again, some other food stuff that I took out. And there's my butter. I've already had a ½ stick today. I got another stick to go. And he, oh my God, biscuits. One time we shopped and he bought 2 cans of biscuits. He says, I love biscuits so much. And I said, yeah, but 2 cans? And he's like, oh no, that's good. I'll eat a can today, a can tomorrow. We go home, he had 5 other cans in the fridge. I was like, you have a lot of biscuits. He's like, I'll eat them. You think he eats them? This is the shelf where appliances like this George Foreman. We're going to go through a lot of these things, and a lot of these things are going to be given away. And Derek is involved in a lot of community things, and he said all I have to do is give him pictures and he will find homes for anything that I don't want. So there's my dryer and my washer, well, Joe's dryer and washer that we will hook up, and I'll be able to start doing laundry any old time I want. Now you can see that I don't have a lot of stuff in my cabinets. This is all I ever wanted and needed for me. I have 2 bowls, 2 of these plates, 2 of those plates. And I wouldn't even have that much, but I had brought that for me and my mother. I still have the little pink bottles that she liked to drink out of. A couple of coffee cups, but I don't use them. And my only appliance is my toaster and this thing, and then a couple of other little frying pans. And that is more than I need. More than I need. Oh my God, there's still a cookie back here with Derek's face. A friend had bought him a bunch of cookies with his face on it. And these were my mother's little favorite little plates that she liked to eat off. And yeah, so there's that. And then I do have an air fryer that Derek gave me, and then my one frying pan that I use daily to cook meat. And then Derek also gave me his crock pot because he rarely uses it, and that's just a box of grocery bags for my little trash can. See, little trash can. I told Joe we can use his because there's going to be a lot more trash now. It's, you know, the tall kitchen trash can. Because I very seldom have trash. I eat meat, and it's just the container that the meat is on, and I break it up. But now, you know, he goes through a lot of soda cans and just a lot more trash. And so we're going to have to upgrade to a bigger trash can. And since I never use a dishwasher, I mean, like, seriously, I never use one. My parents got one in 1975, and my mother did use it a little bit, but she's a hand washer. I like to wash dishes by hand. Joe likes to wash dishes by hand. So the dishwasher is going to be for Rocket's food. Once again, this is a close-up of the mess on this bed. And there's the headboard for the bed. And I just put some towels there, not so I don't mark up the walls. And again, this is this space. Oh, let me show you this closet, because I am going to want to clean this closet. This is in the entryway. See, this is the door we come in. And this got to be a mess before Joe, because there's all my thrift store clothes, and then there's a whole bunch more that didn't get hung up. And there's my little stick vac that I use. I'd have been happy the rest of my life with just that, but now I have 3 other vacuum cleaners to choose from. And so, yeah, hopefully you'll see some improvement here. Now, I will be showing you like shelving units that you would almost like see in a garage. Joe, I have one for fabric that I got at Goodwill, and Joe had one also. And I'm thinking maybe I could put 1 or 2 shelves in here, maybe, so Joe would have a place to put his shoes, or maybe we could just fold his jeans and put them there. I don't know, we'll see. So now we're going to go down the little hallway, and I'll show you the bathroom, the only bathroom that I use. It's right here, and I don't even ever allow a towel there on that towel rack. That's how much of a minimalist I like to be. But now Joe, that's where he puts his towel. And you see the toilet and the shower curtain and the counter. And that's it. I have my towel that I use after I take a shower, and I just hang it there to dry. And this is as much as you'll ever see on this counter. Even if Joe's living here, nothing will be on this counter. Hang on. That's the little bathroom I just showed you, and then directly across from that is my office, and it's where I pack orders. It's where I do all my computer work, and you know, it's a little messy. I allow that in my workspaces. Now, this isn't usually here. It's just there because that's where stuff got put, and I have other stuff down there, my little dolly, and here's my table. My table that we got in Arkansas. I had a fold-up table there, you know, a fold-up one just like this, but I folded it up, put it away, and we have this long table right now that's just the different little fabric things that I have for my flash sale. There's a TV there that was Skylar's. I've never even plugged it in. And messy, messy. Old computer, I have plans for that. And yeah, I don't like that this is a mess. And things do get sloppy in here. And you can see the boxes that I had glued together to make little shelving units. And I do like that. But again, I don't like it messy like this. And it has been getting messier because going back and forth, it's like I just don't have time to clean things. I don't know. It was very stressful going back and forth all the time. I had to take, you know, all my stuff, just not the printer, but I would take all my, you know, my hard drive and my computer and all the cords and my cameras, and everything was just always back and forth. And there is my, you know, my envelopes and shipping supplies. Oh, and there's where Rocket likes to lay down, because like I said, he was either at my feet or under the chair, and I was always afraid to step on him. Now when I'm working, he goes and lays down there, and he loves that little pillow, and my mother would be very happy to know all that. So this is what's in my store currently, and what did I pay for that? $2.50 maybe for the chair. I can't remember if it was $2.50 or $3.50, but that's the chair I also got in Arkansas. So I'm very happy to have a souvenir. The table is, you know, quite beat up on the top. I don't care. It is very, very sturdy, and I will be able to sew. And I don't need it now for sewing because I have a sewing machine. But sometimes I like to have a portable set up. And I don't know. I'm just going to have fun with all of this. Now we're going back out, and let's start with the spare bathroom that needs repair. The toilet isn't working, so, and I never use it. It has become storage ever since I moved in. There's storage there. Oh, 2 wet towels hanging to dry, because that's when we discovered that the washing machine was completely broken and it flooded the whole utility room and part of the kitchen. So we had to quickly fix that. Stuff in that bathtub that I need to get rid of or move or whatever. So yeah, yeah, some stuff here is Joe's, the chairs and another vacuum. And then this is where I would keep some of my high supplies. Remember this box? I think I've showed you before. I did that, I believe, on camera. Paper tubes that I love. I still love that. And I keep some of my stuff, and this is usually where I charge my cameras and things. And I have a keyboard that I brought because Skylar said she would love to play keyboard and learn, and nobody has ever touched it since. And I do have a piggy bank. All my father's coins that I find on the ground. If I find coins, and I have a penny that I just found yesterday, my back pocket. Derek and I always pick up coins because we know my father would want us to do that. So it's become a little thing that we do, and I just found another penny in my back pocket. So that's where I keep those things. And now this room is my sewing room. Let me turn some lights on. This is how we enter, and it is very cluttered. It started to get cluttered again, back and forth. Joe has been using this bed as a place to put his stuff when he comes, but now I just have a suitcase that's like all stuff from his bathroom, stuff from his place, his stuff, some more of those shelves I had brought over there, and I just like those cardboard box shelving units that I make, so I brought them back with me. These are his, and you know, we didn't even empty those. We just brought them with whatever he has in them. This is the stuff that is needed to put the bed frame together, and that's one of his 3 TVs. No, I take that back. That is my mother's TV. In the other room I have Skylar's TV, and then he has the big TV, which we saw, and 2 other TVs that are still in the U-Haul. We have a few more things to unpack. And he just called. He's on his way. We're going to finish emptying the U-Haul, and then we're going to be returning it. There's a portable that I had brought to his place. And look, 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 you guys. Remember all these? The 2 inch squares. I had 5,624 total, and I have a little bit there. This is where I put those together, and I do have like a bunch of two patches here already sewn together, and then some 4 patches. So I am going to be getting back to that. As you can see, I have some lamps here now. Those come from Joe's. And it looks like nothing has changed. It's because I don't think I've depleted any one. I just take from the bottom of all those little stacks. And I have been keeping track of, gee, I feel like there's something missing there. Maybe I did use up all of those. I have been keeping track of how much actual time I've been putting into this, and I have been slacking for the most part, like completely slacking on this project that I regret starting. Crafty stuff. This is where I cut fabric and stuff, and I thought I can do some, crafting here, and I tried to get back into the paper beads, but I just wasn't into it. So I don't know. This is fabric that just arrived. These 2 boxes, almost $900 for just that. It's not a lot, right? And did I say this TV? This TV is that's my mother's. That was in the other room, and that's a storage, not storage, but like a place to put TV. I think I'll use it for fabric because I like that there's, it's open in the bottom. And then this is just some other fabric that I had taken with me to Joe's and took it back, and like I said, all a little bit messy. But now remember when I redid my closet? I have a whole video series. This is still all nice and neat in here, right? I did a pretty good job because, oh, there's Derek. When it was neat, I liked it to be neat. And the only thing that I did is, this is a blanket and pillow for a project to make rocket pet bed or pet blankets or whatever that I got at Goodwill. And yeah, the intention is to do a video about that. I still have some bolts. This is all left over from before I quit my business, and then my fabric business, and now I'm reviving that. And then this is a thing similar to the shelving unit that I have here, and that was Joe's, and so I will be putting that somewhere and making good use of it. And I think that I could fit some of that in the closet, and at least maybe have one shelf there so he'll have a shelf to put some things on. And again, all craft stuff in that tower from when Skylar was little, and she even painted the drawers and things like that. I don't know what you guys can see because of the sun, but this is all that's left in the U-Haul, and we did have this whole U-Haul packed. I'm trying to see what you're looking at. There's 2 end tables that Joe is giving to a friend, so we're going to be bringing those into the apartment because just don't have room to keep them in the back of his van, because he's got to put this seat. Can you see a seat? I can't see anything. He's got to put that in the back of the van, and then we have 2 more containers, and 2 TVs under that blanket. We could have brought that last night, but we didn't. So we're going to take care of just this, and then we will be done. There's my man, hard at work. I think you've seen everything. Oh, I have still one closet where I do my shipping supplies, but that hasn't really changed. It's just the closet in this office space. I have my boxes for shipping and stuff, and that's also where I put my suitcases and all my travel bags and things like that. So right now it looks kind of empty because I used all the suitcases and stuff that I have for this move. I am going to be working on all of this, and if I'm struggling, I will record and say to you guys, like I did when I was moving from Maine, I would say to you guys, this is what I'm looking at, this is what needs to be cleaned, and then I would get it done. Is Joe here? Yeah. It could have been as simple as just one desk or one drawer. I could say, look, I have to clean this, and then I would do it, and I could report back. And that got me to do all kinds of things. Hang on.
Hey.
What? No. I'm recording.
Okay.
Do you want to say hi?
No.
Oh, okay, hang on. He's going to go look for his shaving thingy to trim his mustache. He thinks he knows where it is. As I was saying, I'm going to have you guys help me out so I can get all of this stuff done, and you'll watch the progress I make, and then I'll show you an after as to how I set everything up so that life can be comfortable. Hopefully I can still feel like a minimalist when it's all said and done. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it when you watch my videos, especially those of you who stay until the end. And please subscribe so you don't miss any more of this journey, and I'll be back with more soon. Bye.